You and I with Rashmi Shetty is a human library audio podcast bringing in stories of people you and I can draw inspiration from. Welcome to the third season of this amazing story listening journey. Ordinary folks, extraordinary lives, their uniqueness and individuality, making them interesting to talk to and to listen to, each one of them completely connected to the voice in me and with motivational stories of moving beyond themselves to make a difference in the world. A reaffirmation of the fact: open your eyes wider. The world is far more beautiful when we acknowledge the presence of both you and I. Valentine's Day is symbolic of numerous facets of love and affection. It's all about the indescribable emotion called love. The beauty is when love makes you take defining decisions that shape what you're even choosing as life's path. My guest this Valentine's Day is Shweta Ektare, a visual artist by passion and profession. A qualified chartered accountant, she took the leap of faith and started working as a full time artist. It's 8 years now, and she loves creating paintings that tell stories. She describes what she does every day with these words: it's an absolute honor to create unique art every day and to be able to serve so many beautiful people around the world. Listen in as Shweta shares her journey, her choices, her connection to art, and how she listened to her heart and stayed loyal to painting over the years. Her ability to blend the creative with numbers that are logical make it a fascinating story. Shweta,
Okay.
you have been such a joy. Somebody I connected on LinkedIn for the work that you were putting out, mainly those beautiful paintings and the story behind it, or the way you do it, the process. And I always was curious to know who's this young girl who has such a wonderful way of expression. I was so glad we met up. And I'm even more glad that you're willing to share this amazing journey of yours. Welcome to You and I with Rashmi Shetty.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. It's completely my honor, and connecting you has been amazing because I've been seeing your posts, and uh, you are like you are very creative, and I love the stories you tell. And I felt that I was sort of attracted to you by your posts and your videos, which I saw, and I'm very excited for this interview to happen.
Okay, great. So here we are talking to each other. But what I'm curious about is this calm, beautiful Shweta, who, when I met in person, was so controlled with all emotions. Were you the same as a little girl, a nerd, first bencher, teacher's pet, and always very good in studies and extracurricular all through school? Where did you grow up and what was your childhood?
Uh, So I'm from Indore, MP, and it's been a different journey. So from what I remember and recall, uh, I have changed a lot over the years. And even like during the school days before eighth or ninth, I was this kid who was like completely into extracurricular, had no intention of studying at all, and she used to just like play and have good time. She was not like the best in class for studies or like even paintings. Even I remember that I used to go to regular drawing classes, and my best friend, he's a great artist, and he used to be the one who used to like get all the awards and all those things. And in school also, there was another friend who was like doing great, and I was in their shadow, and I was very happy about it. Around somewhere in ninth, eighth, ninth, I kind of realized that okay, this comes very naturally to me, the painting thing. And I've been doing this over the years, and it just started picking up at that time, and I started uh, participating a lot in competitions and winning a lot of competitions in art. And about studies also, I think about ninth and 10th, I realized that I enjoy studying. It was not something like I want to like come first in the class or anything like that initially. It was more about that I started enjoying at that time. Before that, I just used to enjoy like living in my own thing and doing my own thing. I was not bothered about the world as a kid should be. And after like 9, 10th, I kind of realized that this is also fun. Like studying also is fun. And so I think at that time I kind of realized that this is something I would love to explore more.
Wow. So, which means ninth, 10th, you must have done well in your board
Yeah.
exams. Uh,
Yeah.
what did you choose in 11th standard?
So I chose I chose commerce, and it was like earlier we were planning for PCM, but then suddenly in our family we started having conversation about what if I can do CA rather than going for engineering, and it all made sense in terms of almost everything that um, it's a good course, and it's a little bit different than what everyone was doing, and where I could stay in my hometown and I could study there and have articleship there, internship, which is under CA.
Hmm.
So it just made complete sense to go for commerce stream and do CA at that time.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
it was just a very practical choice that you decided to do chartered account.
Yeah, because anyways, at that time, for uh, engineering also, I did not know what I'm going to study. Commerce also, I did not know what I'm going to study. So, and at the end, the work is very different than what we study. It's only just some part of the studies, and then over the years, when you start working, it becomes completely different.
Hmm.
So, yeah, because of that, we thought that it is making sense, and I was like, I'm getting to do something which is like new and fun. So, yeah,
Yeah. So, numbers fascinated you as much as other
yeah.
subjects?
Yeah, yeah. So, in fact, I was telling you about ninth standard, right?
Hmm.
So before that, when I was in that whole roaming around in my own life and all those things, I was always good at maths. And that used to be like honor thing for me, that I'll come first in maths. Other subjects, I have no clue what I'm doing at all. But maths was my favorite, and I used to feel really bad if I used to get lower number in maths or something. So yeah,
Okay. So here you are, 11th, very clear why you're taking commerce. But
yeah,
did you also know the journey of chartered accountancy is quite a challenging one? They say it's very tough to pass those exams.
yeah.
And many people try umpteen number of times but don't clear it. So did that kind of make you more cautious in every step that you took, or you were like, no, I'm going to just face it, I know I'll do well? What approach did you have mentally when you were on the journey and you were so clear in 11th that it's chartered accountancy that you're taking?
Yeah, so in 11th, some family relative, they are also chartered accountant. They have their own firm. Me and my brother, we went to them and we talked about like how the course works and like what am I going to face in future sort of a thing. And that kind of made me more excited about the course itself. And honestly, I didn't think much about whether I'll fail and how difficult it would be, because even for if I was taking PCM, I was supposed to give all these competitive exams.
Hmm.
So, like as a student, my mindset was clear that anyways I'll have to work hard. I'll have to study. It's either I'm going for CA or I'm going for engineering. So, I don't think I thought a lot about the hard work part or whether I'll fail or anything. It was just that, okay, this sounds great. I should give it a try. It was like that. And in between, I was confused. I remember there was a time because in CA, you have to go through articleship and coaching classes, and the college life is not that great because you are there just to attend few classes and give exams. So it's there was no college life, and I was a kid who was always into extracurricular activity. So there were times when I felt that okay, there's no college life for me. So it kind of is something which I'm missing out. But then to like manage that out, I kind of um, used to go to drawing class again, and I was part of some international youth groups,
Hmm.
just to sort of balance that college life out. I sort of joined these things so that I don't miss out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So clearly, extracurricular activities were always a part of your
Yeah.
growing up, school, college life.
Yeah.
What is, because many people say and believe that we learn a lot out of class rather than in class. Today,
Yeah.
looking back, your choice of being more active in extracurricular activities, how has that shaped you, Shweta, to who you are today?
It has shaped me a lot because in extracurricular activities, you kind of talk to a lot of people. You see people doing completely different thing, and mostly I feel that you learn curiosity
Mhm.
because whatever extracurricular people are doing, they are just doing it out of sheer love of creating something or doing something which they love. There is, at least when we started out as kids, there was no intention of becoming something. It was just that, okay, I love this, I'll go and do it. There was nothing extra about it. And I think that always fascinated me that people okay, people find these things also interesting. And I used to love seeing people enjoy their own things. So some are very good at singing, some are very good at dancing, and um, these impromptu stage performances and all those things. So those things always fascinated me. So I think what stayed with me is the curiosity to just go on and explore what you love.
Hmm. Yeah, that's very beautifully said. I think curiosity keeps a lot of us alive, but many of us don't encourage that curiosity within, and it becomes a routine, mundane life. So, as you were going on this journey of chartered accountancy, there were exams, there were articleships, and they say life is very busy, lot of
Yeah.
stuff to do, very little time. How did you manage?
Yeah.
Was art always the one that you went back to whenever you were bored with what you were studying?
Yeah, so though I was a studious kid, I was not a kid who could take like studies for 16 hours a day or 12 hours a day like that. So I used to always feel that I need an outlet because I'm very expressive. And when you're studying, you're just like it's a lot of thinking and lot of because of exams a lot of worry goes on. So I always used to feel that I need something out of that structure because CA is a proper structure, school used to be proper structure. So then I had decided that either I'll go for some any kind of activity classes or something, and I used to love drawing, so that it was no brainer to go for drawing classes. So I remember in the second exam, which is IPCC, we used to have classes from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and we used to study a lot all the time. And it used to be too much because you're studying, and then if I go back home, I won't do anything. So that was the time when I thought that, okay, I need a break from all these studies, and I need something where I can engage very differently. So after 4 p.m., I used to go to drawing classes, which used to happen from 5 p.m. to 6:30. And I used to sit there and paint and then go back to home and like do again studies.
You very clearly said that it was not with any intention or anything. It was not planned. It just fell in
Yeah,
place. Art came into your life just like that while doing other extracurricular activities.
yeah.
But the choice of using art as an outlet while you were doing something very focused and structured, what did art shift in you to move from structured to creativity?
I think for me, art has always been an expressive way where I can say just without words and with colors. Um, and there is no wrong way to do it. When you are answering a question in exams, there is a right or wrong. But I think in art, there is just your way of doing something. It's not right or wrong. So I feel that that had an impact where I can do whatever I want to do, and it's just a way of expression. It's like a play. You're so for me, art has never been something which I'm supposed to do. It's like having a good time for some time and then going back to your own work, or like what is required to be done. So I think that felt very nice when I used to go for painting classes and do all these things. And what happens with a lot of people that in all the pressure of studies, they kind of forget about being creative or to follow their hobby and all those things. But I, for that matter, I think what was plus with me was that I never left painting completely. There was no point of time which I remember, like which was more than 6 months, where I didn't paint or didn't sketch. So it was always a grounding thing for me, where I used to come back after an exhausted day. I used to come back and sit and just be myself and be with myself like that.
Hmm. This is so beautiful, because, like you said, when you are mixing the structured and the unstructured, there emerges something which is a very deep understanding of the self. Now, is there any art or a story that you have where that experience told you that you're really getting joy out of what you're creating, or you had a very tough exam or a tough subject that you had to spend time on, and you brought out a piece of art which made you very happy and relaxed you completely?
I actually remember that I started painting abstracts only when I was doing CA finals. Before that, I used to make a lot of realistic work, but abstract came to me during my final exams, and it was just that I was using colors because I wanted to let go of the heaviness of that. So I remember one day, which was very difficult. I actually didn't clear one of the exams, and like I felt extremely bad, and I didn't know how to relieve that. So what I had done at that time was to take up a big canvas and just use colors, and I was just throwing colors on that particular canvas, and I was not making sense of any of it. And after I felt that, okay, now I'm feeling a little bit light, I just let it go and closed that room for the night. And the next day, I came back to that painting and made a structure out of that unstructured chaos which was going on. So I think it was my way of solving my own problem, my own emotions, and how I can get back to what I wanted to do initially.
Hmm.
So that is something which I like clearly remember, and I think my abstract paintings came from that particular incident which had happened. Before that, I used to do very like those kind of paintings which are generally kids do, and which is not very specific to them, which are either recreation of someone else's work or just like pencil sketches or doodling, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, I think, the turning point. And after that, also, I had created one painting which I'd love to show you,
Sure.
where I was going through, at that time, I was going through this um, decision making of whether I want to become an artist or not, or how it is going to be. It was very uncertain time at that point of time. And I had support of the family in the sense, but anyways, you have to go through your journey alone. So there was one painting which I had created. It is called as I Dwell in Possibilities. It is based on the title was taken from one of the poems which I had read. This is the painting.
Oh, wow. This is the one on possibilities?
Yes, this is the one on possibilities. And this painting also got me a little bit of more recognition. So, in the initial years, a lot of people sort of remembered this painting. Um, and I feel that this painting was also a way of pushing myself to go into art as a full-time career, because uh, as the name suggests, that I dwell in possibilities. So though possibilities can also be negative, but they can also be positive. And there are like few elements in the painting where a third person is looking through the maze,
Hmm.
like that. So there are times when you talk to yourself as you, but there are times when you have to look at your situation as third person. So as I said earlier, that for me, art was also a way of problem solving. So this painting was sort of a problem solving for me. And trusting in my own journey, and make like assuring myself that okay, if I look at the situation from different point of view, with third person's point of view, and I may be able to solve it, I can maybe go ahead with what I'm doing. So it was like quite positive for me when the painting got over. And yeah, so this was like one of the turning point paintings.
So I love dwelling in possibilities because you're opening yourself to life and what life has to
Yeah,
offer rather than going on the structured path that you thought is the path for you. And dwelling in possibilities is also a beautiful concept for life itself. It
yeah,
kind of opens a whole horizon of what all is possible. When
true.
you now look back, Shweta, at that time, I'm sure it's a spur of the moment. You brought it out, it spoke to you, and but now when you look back, if there are steps that you think you can give, you're saying this painting was also a turning point where it shifted a lot of how you're looking at your art. You are on a journey, which is a dream
Yeah,
journey for every good student, and a profession that many people wish to be on, a journey that is
mm,
endless for a lot of people, but very few accomplish. Percentage, pass percentage in chartered accountancy is very minimal in our country.
yeah.
So it is a tough exam. You've taken the tough path, but you're also finding a very beautiful outlet of creativity. And I loved it when you said that you were also getting solutions for problems that were internally really you were fighting with. So looking back, okay, we connect dots looking back. So looking back now, I want you to just tell me when you were in that confused space of should I do this? I have accomplished so much in a on a journey where many people strive a lot,
Yeah.
able to be balancing both of them. What was that one moment when the balance tipped in favor of art to becoming a complete chartered accountant?
I think so. Before even final exams results came, me and my brother and my sister-in-law, we went for a walk, and me and my elder brother, we were talking about okay, what is next? And I was into that zone that okay, I have been doing something in art, and this is something very interesting, and I would like to give it a try. But I would also like to like do a job and have some capital so that I can invest in the art, what I'm doing. And my brother, being my brother, he was like that. He told me that you are an idiot if you think that taking risk after 2 years would be easier than what it is right now. It doesn't matter that you have a capital, but you also have to see that risks and the situations after 2 years would be a lot different than what you are facing right now. Also, you will be getting regular checks which would be very difficult to leave behind. And getting from those regular things to an uncertain life would be much more difficult. And if you want to take a risk, you have nothing to lose. And you can take a risk right now, be in the space where if you are not doing well, then you can go back to being the CA. And it would be like just 2 years gap and just experimenting. And then he said that okay, think about it for like next 2 3 days, and we'll talk about it. But we should take this decision before your results come. And we came home, and within 15 20 minutes, I went to his room and I told him that I'm doing art. And he was like that you should take like some time. Within 15 minutes you're coming to me. So I told him that anyways I was finding a way to become an artist or to do something which is like creative and artistic. And if I'm getting this opportunity, which I was thinking about after 2 years, then why not now? And that whole conversation was like okay, this I've been thinking about it anyways. I've been thinking ways, and I got a way now. So just let's do it. Let's give it a try. So it was that. Yeah.
Okay. And then what was it that what were your first steps before the,
So Yeah, so before this, which was final itself, I got a wall mural project. So I had done wall mural project. I had done an exhibition before that only. And then the whole idea was to just figure out how artists work. So I've been participating in exhibitions, I've been creating paintings. So after that, the journey was sort of creating art and showing art ka mix. So
Hmm.
I was also trying to figure out how people are doing it because at that time it was much before COVID happened. So COVID kind of changed a lot of landscape for artists and how people look at art online, offline. But for me at that time, offline was more of an option because that is what people were doing at that time and that's what we were figuring out. So it was very like tough to understand that okay what is next. So I was just experimenting and going ahead.
And then when results came, what did the result tell you, to continue or to think again?
Yeah, it told me to just like go ahead with art.
Nowhere did you have a hesitation of going back into the profession that you were academically qualified to continue?
No, not really, because during the time, so you have to wait
Yeah.
for results. So
Mm.
that is like some months. Before that also, as I said that I did a Volviral project and exhibition. So that was before the exams, after my articleship was done, and I was giving second attempt. During that point of time, when I had done those projects, I was already in that mind space where that, okay, this can be done. This is a possibility which I can just check out. And so I had like quite a lot of months where passively, even if I was studying passively, I was thinking about like, what can it be if I go to this direction? How can I do it like this? So yeah, it was like that kind of a journey.
So it was very clear. There was no big confusion about it.
No, no, no. After the results came, it was all clear that, okay, yeah, I'm giving it a try.
Okay. And how many years is it now since you have given art the preference?
It's been almost 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 years
Yeah.
is a long time, Shweta.
Yeah.
And when you set off, okay, it was an instinct, an emotion, and the curiosity factor that kept
Yeah.
you going. But to stay on the path, what is it that kept coming? Were there no moments when you stopped, you paused and said, should I go back to what I am qualified to do rather than stay in this? There were no questions at all?
No, no, there have been. I've had like everyone's journey has like ups and downs and all those things. So there have been points where I was extremely down, and at that time I questioned myself. And then again, how do you solve that problem? Going back to art gives the answer to me. So every time when I went back to art, I thought that, okay, this is making more sense for me as a person. And then I came back to art. It has been a difficult journey. I won't make it like a rose colored glass, but I think that this is like completely my journey and I'm trying my best to navigate it the way I understand it. And like when I'll look back probably in like next 20 years, I'll thank myself to going through all those things.
That's very true. Because, you and I in this conversation stands for the uniqueness and individuality that each of us carries.
Yeah,
Very few of us takes that journey within to understand that uniqueness we carry. And your choice of moving into something which was uncertain
yeah,
is the uniqueness that you carry, that you decided to go ahead in that step and sustaining yourself for 8 years in a space which, when you set out, was uncertain, which was more curiosity and interest and love of that part, is more an emotional decision. And
yeah.
numbers is all logic and rational. Where did the chartered accountant meet the creative artist to make this decision more practical?
I think that chartered accountancy gave me more organized mind in the sense that I do understand numbers and I do understand these kind of things where businesses have to do certain level of work, where you have to be detached with what you are creating. So I think I have an edge there because initially when I started out, a lot of people who were from fine arts background, who had done bachelor's of fine arts, they kind of discouraged me to go into it because it's a very difficult field, and you don't know when is your next paycheck check kind of a thing. And it made me more resilient that okay, I can do this. I've done CA, I can do this also. So it kind of made me also more resilience. And I think I became okay with the failures because in CA, again, it's very tough. And I didn't clear, though I was set out to clear, and a lot of people had an expectation that I'll clear everything in first attempt. I didn't clear. And I had to be persistent about the fact that no, I'm going to finish it and I want to get this done with. Like towards the last exam, I was in that zone that I want to just get it done with. But I really wanted to do at that time and I did it. So if I wanted to do that and I could figure out a way, why not this? So CA also made me understand the numbers and all those things. Other than that, it also taught me how to face failures and be gracious about everything which is going on through the journey.
Mhm.
And I feel that there are times I'm learning. I won't say that I'm like exactly like that, but I'm learning to detach myself with the creative work I have done because it is very important from a point of view of a business, art business. It's very difficult as an artist. There are times when I'm unable to do it at all. But there are times when I become rational and try to detach myself with the work and be okay to look at it from the business perspective. So that is a continuous learning which I'm going through.
Okay. Yeah. So the beautiful mix of logic and creativity is what is helping you evolve as an
Yeah.
artist. But as a woman, Shweta, there are a lot of emotions that are ruling our decision making. And
True.
two women who want to experiment, move out, try something, come back, COVID became that space because a lot of
Yeah.
us went inward. And COVID taught a lot of women to take that risk of moving out to try something that they've always wanted to do. And for women who are wondering whether risk taking is worth it, and you have done it, a word that you kept repeating was resilience. Resilience, yes, but then there are other things around us which can weaken it. So, how do you
Yeah.
keep that persistence on? You are connected to a lot of people in relationships as a woman, and everything is emotional. So, how do you find that middle path? Because you beautifully said, even detaching from your creative work to look at it as a business. So, there are many beautiful pointers that you brought: resilience on the one hand to face the challenge, detachment to be very practical in how you're approaching this as a profession. Mix of both of this is what makes you the businesswoman that you are today. And for women who want to build it in their leadership journey, what is it that they should have constantly within to push them because they're going to face a lot of challenges?
I believe that if you are doing things just for the sake of doing things, they become much, much more difficult. And if you are doing things which you really want to do, it becomes a little bit easier. Though, like, there are difficult parts, I won't say that uh, that is not going to be difficult. That's bullshit. It's going to be difficult. But there's a great saying by Jim Carrey. So his father was an accountant for the whole life, and he was a very good comedian. But he never pursued comedy because he wanted a stable life and those kind of things. And towards the end of his life, he kind of they removed him from the job. So Jim Carrey said that even if you can fail in something which you don't want to do, so might as well do which you really want to do, right? So I like really feel that if you're liking something, just give it a try. Also, there are so many angles which are going to happen, but even if you're doing something which you don't like, those things will always stay. those problems are going to happen whether you are doing what you love or whether you're doing what you don't love. So might as well do what you love. Also, if people around you see that you are striving for something, you are being yourself, giving them inspiration to go ahead and do what they want to do. So it's a you think that you are doing everything for yourself, but it's not true. There are people whom you don't know, or you might know. They are seeing you doing something you love and they are getting inspired, and they will help you in journey once they see that, okay, things are moving and you are trying your best to go ahead with it.
Mhm.
So I would just like to say that just responsibility will always be there, problems will always be there, whether you're doing what you love or not. It's just your path, and you have to walk your path alone. So just be mindful about it. There will be times when you will have to take decisions which are not in your favor, but then it will again change in some time.
Yeah, so beautifully put. And like you said, there will be times when decisions are not in your favor. COVID was
Yeah,
one such time for all of us.
yeah,
None of us were prepared for what was coming, but it did hit a lot of us hard.
yeah,
So every profession got affected with COVID. And here are you, who is an artist who's got into the profession. And
yeah.
uh, how did COVID hit you? And what were your lessons from COVID?
Wow. When COVID happened, I had no clue what to do. Like it was completely it hit us out of nowhere, so we had no clue around that time what to do. And I just had a solo exhibition in Mumbai in October, and COVID happened in March. So I was on a journey where I was getting regular commission projects and I was creating my own thing. I remember um, that particular week, I was alone at home and I wanted to paint a huge piece. um, and my family was out of country at that time, and because of COVID and all the lockdown, I had to move in with my cousins, and we all had no clue what was happening, and it was like one day at a time we were taking. So that was very interesting experience. And at that time, I had thought that okay, someday it will end. So I'll just do what I would like to do and be safe at this time. So I had been painting every day during like most of the days during the whole lockdown thing which was happening, and I had started online workshops where I would teach people doodling and art therapy and all those things. Most of them were free because I also wanted to help out in some way. And there were few which were like paid workshops. I also teach. So there were acrylic painting courses and landscapes and those. But physical exhibitions were not happening at that time. Um, and during that time, also I had made a series called as Fierce Spirit series. And once the lockdown was relieved, after an year or so, I kind of published that series, and that series got such love from everyone. Even that was my first painting, which got viral on LinkedIn. It had more than 8 lakh views at some point of time, and it was amazing. And it talks about that resilient spirit which you have to go ahead and be yourself, be the best version of you. Um, so at that time, I thought that in a way, there are times when you require solitude to create the work. I should look at it that I'm getting it. However, whatever the reason was, but I was getting it, so might as well use it and create the work because that's my work. Anyways, I'm supposed to be in the studio. So I was in the studio creating my work and having decent time with my cousins. They are very nice people. We had decent time and we were just trying to be safe and not to overthink one day at a time. Take one day at a time. Yeah.
You are my Valentine special, and the profession you're in is because of the love of profession, the love of what you're doing. You stayed on it for the last 8 years. First and foremost, what does love mean to you? And amongst your paintings, I know it's very unfair of me, but are there some works, at least the initial part, which made you fall in love with what your decision is today? And any love story behind those paintings that you would like to share?
Oh wow. It's very difficult because every painting of mine has sort of a story behind it, and I I really like the storytelling part of the work. So most of them are very personal in the sense. But there's one which I was talking about recently during the COVID time, which I had created. I would just like to show you the work. Just so this is the painting.
Yeah.
This was the start point of the Fear Spirit series. I would like to read out what I had wrote. So this painting was done in the first year of lockdown period. I wanted to paint something that will elevate my spirit and give me a sense of strength and courage to get through everything. And I painted Fear Spirit. For me, this painting represents everyone who knows that they have the strength, fighting spirit, and a unique ability to fly in their own way. And sometimes they just need a reminder. And I asked people to share this painting with people who remind them that they are strong and amazing in their own unique ways. And I really believed in this painting. So this is the painting called as Fear Spirit. And from this, the whole series of Fear Spirit got started, which got so much love from everyone. And it happened during a time where I was painting something which was completely different. And again, I feel a lot of times paintings do come to me rather than I go and search for them. So this was one of those paintings which made me feel the love with myself and with the work I'm doing again. So this was one of the pieces which I want to share.
Okay, so if you can briefly describe the emotion of love, how would you describe love, Shweta?
I always felt that love was indescribable.
That's true. Love is indescribable. What medium of art do you use? There are so many different mediums in art. And as a painter, how do you describe what you do?
So I majorly work in acrylics. I'm a very fast painter and very intuitive one. So I think that the medium which you choose should correlate with how your nature is. So I think acrylic kind of works with my nature. So I majorly do acrylic on canvases or walls. And I also do digital paintings where I create digitally because it's very easy to pick up an iPad and move around and create when you are traveling. So I have adapted to create in digital medium as well, and then you can sort of print it out and paste it on walls and create artworks like that.
Okay, and what does art or painting mean to you?
I think it's a way of expression. So as how poets and story writers use their words to tell their stories, which people can relate with or just like enjoy. I think visual medium is a way of expression in colors, lines, and forms where you are telling your own story, your own expression, your own feelings, and then showing it to the world to interpret it in their own way. I feel that painting has this edge where I'm not um, restricted to just tell what I want to do, but I'm opening a new door where people can interpret their own feelings just looking at my artwork.
So, like you said, love is indescribable. Art for
Yeah.
you and painting for you definitely is describable. When you chose a painting, or you said the
Yeah.
painting comes from within, do you choose the colors, or colors are also instinctive that you put on the painting?
I think I'm a very instinctive painter that way. So when I painted Fear Spirit, for example, I had never painted only in reds, but if you see the piece and if you see the series is majorly in red. It has that flame and passion and strength. Red denotes that as well as love. So that's how the color came to me. It came because of the story which I was trying to tell myself and others. And I think I'm very intuitive in the color choices which I make.
What is your favorite color?
So if you will see my paintings, a lot of them have like some elements of blue. in it. I've been experimenting more with colors, so a lot of new colors I'm sort of introducing. But blue has always been my go-to color. The combination of blue and orange, I feel water and fire,
Yeah.
has always been something which I was fascinated with. It's
Them
a yin
together.
yang.
Yeah, yeah. That's the beauty of life also. It's a mixture of this and the balance that we find in this. When you look back at your journey, Shweta, if there are three life lessons that you'd like to leave us,
Wow.
what are they?
Life is a very big thing to answer. Life learning, I'm not sure about that, but something which I come keeps coming back to is one, follow your curiosity and don't think about what is going to be the end result. If you follow it, first of all, you will enjoy whatever you are doing. You'll enjoy the journey. You will just enjoy the process of it. And if something comes out of it, it's amazing. And if doesn't, you'll find a new thing to follow. So the whole point of life and these things to just explore and enjoy. So the second thing I feel is that how you respond makes a lot of difference in your own experiences of your own life. Things are not going to be easy. They are going to be great. There might be downfalls. It will always be up and down journey. But how you respond to any kind of situation will make your experience. How you respond to it makes you remember how you had faced that particular problem. And maybe sometimes just a positive or a calm down response help you navigate through the problems. So that is something which I had learned and I'm trying to implement. It's not always easy, but I'm trying to learn. And third is always know that every next day is a completely new day. So it's fine if you lost today. It's fine if it was not a great day. Second day is going the next day is going to be fresh and new always. Those are the three things.
I really love this because there is hope, there is curiosity, and that positivity of looking at life as a gift every day
Yeah,
makes life so much more to look forward to and fall
yeah.
in love with each day as life gives it to us. Thank you so much, Shweta. I knew
Thank you
there
so much,
was
Rashmi.
a lot in you for the work that you create. I'm just curious that painting behind you, does it intend to say something? Where are you in the completion journey? What has prompted that? Is that painting something which was definitely, you said you're an instinctive painter.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to do that painting behind you?
So this was actually a commission piece, which came to me after I did a few pieces at Cubbon Park. So Cubbon Park in Bangalore, it's a beautiful park, amazing. And there is a group called as Cubbon Paints. Every Saturday morning, we sort of meet and paint. Everyone paints on their own and create the work which they like. So something like that. So past 1 year, I have been trying to regularly go there because just being in nature had made me so much calmer and uh, cleared my mind so much, and it just feels happy. Right now, if you ask me what is making you happy these days, it's going to Cubbon Park every Saturday and creating paintings there. So one of the things. So I've been trying to be consistent there. And when you enter the Cubbon Park, there is this huge, huge tree. I'm a tree lover. So there are like older pieces also where I wrote poems about trees. So I've always been a tree lover and nature lover. And this huge tree felt so much fascinating to me. And when the client came up with the idea of creating something which is very core to Bangalore, um, we painted other things and we painted the Cubbon Park painting. And that tree has is magnificent, and it's sort of a monument for for Bangalore, I feel. So I've created this painting where I know it's at a distance, so you won't be able to see it. There are people who are roaming around. There are people who are having lunches there, and people who are walking there. Dogs having their picnic. Those kind of things are also there in the background. and birds are chirping, and just a good Saturday morning, which is happening. So it's almost done. I just need to paint the last layer of gloss, and it will be done and delivered. And I was very happy that I got this project because I loved creating it.
Wow, wow. You know, the beauty of art is that the story behind it makes it even more
Mm.
fascinating. Every piece of art that you see, and when I say art, I mean us also as individuals. We are nature's pieces of art. And I
True.
think the stories we carry is what makes us fascinating as well. Thank you for this amazing conversation, Shweta. Continue to shine, continue to thrive, and be that person who's so closely connected to that voice in me, which is making you find out what more you have to give. God bless you and
Thank
continue
you.
inspiring.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. It has been a pleasure talking to you, and your questions made me think a lot about various angles of life. So, thank you so much for making this day amazing. Thank you.
Pleasure. All the very best.
Thank you.
With that, we complete this episode of You and I with Rashmi Shetty. Do let us know if you know inspirational people whose story needs to be heard. You can write in at rashmi.thethirdeye@gmail.com. That is RASHMI dot THETHIRDEYE @gmail.com.